can count on you. I thought we had a deal. I gave you all I had. Put you in front of friends. It was me and you, for it was one of them. I introduced you to them. I should have seen it then. It was never about me. It's what I could do for you, what you could get about me, who I could introduce you to. I knew the truth, still there was nothing I would do for you. A fool for you. You break my legs, still jump through hoops for you. I thought we had a deal. 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 It's hard to let you go when I'm still holding on. Said I should leave you, I don't need you, should be moving on. This shit is stupid hard, and I ain't ready for it. Said I should leave you, I don't need you, I ain't ready for it. They weren't there for it, no, they weren't there, were they? They weren't there when she despaired to have her prayers working. She wanted to die daily, and I was 9 maybe. I'm on the couch with mom, talking about don't cry, baby. We'll be alright, baby. Yeah, we gon' make it through. I'm scared to death inside, but I know I can't let it through. I ain't know where to turn, I didn't know what to do. You gave me hope when there was none. I owe my life to you. I thought we had a deal.
Leave me not ready to let you go. Let you go. I'm begging, don't leave me. Take anything you want, everything if you want it.
You gave my life purpose before it had any. You gave me courage when I didn't have any. We were the best of friends before I had any. I gave you all I had. You turned your back to me. You set a trap for me. I never seen it coming. You had me blind to if I didn't want to feel you numb it. You left my life a wreck, and I hate you for it. I'm still in love with you, and I hate you for it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to St. John Live on this Monday night. My name is Mike St. John. I am in long-term recovery. My sobriety clean date's June the 1st, 2016. Grateful to be here. Hope y'all having a good day. I've been notified that Facebook's having trouble right now. So if you can't find this live feed, surely you can find it later on. You may have to do a rerun, but if it's not live up top, we're not live. But anyway, grateful to be here, man. I'm going to give a shout out to my Spade sponsor, One Stop Phone Shop out of London, Kentucky, 606-657-2750. Josh Maxey and Daryl Hudson. All your electronic needs, iPhone needs, Android needs, iPad needs, they got it. I'm going to give a shout out to GetLive.com. That is the apparel I'm wearing tonight. Adam Larkin, he is on a mission with this recovery apparel, man. Check him out, GetLive.com after this. Just grateful to be here, man. Hit that share button. Let's get this out to the groups. Tag, anybody that's going through addiction or alcoholism, man, needs a shot of hope. Just tag them in it, man. If you don't care, post your sobriety clean date. Let us know where you're watching at. And, let's get this thing started. But, I'm going to get in these comments, man. Give some shout-outs here real quick. We got Brittany Clemens always here. Sally Devine, welcome. Joe Price, welcome. Paul Pickett, welcome. If you can see this live feed on Facebook, let me know in the comments because my phone says that Facebook's down right now. I don't know why. But Denzel Hall, I see you. Isaiah House, my wife, Marie St. John. She's at work right now watching. John Cassandro, I hope I said that right. Yeah, boy. Sheila Ball, welcome. I'm grateful to be here, man. Had a pretty good day, man. And, TJ Taylor, I see you. Robert Martin, Hope Center. All my Hope Center people in here. Hashtag Hope Center. Hashtag Isaiah House. Hashtag we living today. We're not just surviving. But, our guest we got on here tonight, man, we've been Facebook friends for a long time. I see you, Bobby Joe. Welcome. Hit that share button one time if you don't care. Proud of you. But the guy we got on here tonight, man, his name's Troy, and we've been Facebook friends through some other people. And I get to meet him for the first time tomorrow, man. I'm pretty excited about that. Me and my wife's doing a road trip to Springfield, Kentucky to visit with another facility, another podcast, and we'll get into that tomorrow. I don't want to spill the beans yet, but this guy right here, man, I follow him on Facebook, man. He's out in the public, man. He's out picking, just on the front lines, man. And, he's out to help people. And that's what I like about him. And we was chopping up before this. And, this guy's got a powerful story. And I'm not going to elaborate on his story, man, but I'm pretty inspired by it. I want to know the whole story. And that's why he's on here. But, it's just amazing to be in this position, man. 5.5 years ago, I was going to commit suicide in my mom's house. And today, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm an employee. I'm in the recovery world. I'm in the recovery, just everything recovery, man. And, a huge shout out to my wife for pushing me to do this. I see you, Beth Hale. Welcome. Hashtag Isaiah House. Let's see. Who else we got in here? Matthew Hubbard, my peer mentor. But yeah, we're going to get this thing started, man. Facebook's acting up. I don't know what's going on. People's asking questions. Why we got these captions? I don't know what's going on with Facebook tonight, but we're going to carry the message anyway. We got 26 on here, and with that, I'm gonna bring Troy on here. What up, Troy?
Yo, what's going on, Mike? How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, man. I got a lot of messages about Facebook still acting up, and I'm gonna check it on my phone right here. And hang on a minute. We might be back in business, bub. I don't know. But no, just grateful to be on here, man, and grateful to have you. Here we go. I see it. Yeah. I found it. Awesome. Here we are.
Mike, I want to thank you for having me on, buddy, man. I've been following you also, and people like you, Hager, Sweezy, man, you guys are blazing the way. So you've been an inspiration to me. I appreciate all the kind words, but man, it's an honor. I can't wait till tonight, again tomorrow, because you're gonna be in my home tomorrow.
Yeah, that's
the Real Hopecast. So
yeah,
looking forward to that. And man, I'm honored to be here to talk a little bit about my journey, and hopefully we can help somebody.
Yeah, and that's what's awesome. And I was thinking of this earlier, man. Like, you're on mine tonight, and tomorrow I'll get to be on your alls. That's just amazing. I get
clean shirt because I like to take a lot of selfies.
Oh yeah, we'll be cleaned up. We'll be cleaned up. Yeah, we're going to take some selfies, but it's just nice to be able to go and look at other people's podcasts. How they do it, and not only about the message or being a guest, but I want to see how you all do yours because I'm learning at this, and the main man behind the screen there, old John. Hey, he has got some talent, boy.
Hey, I'm telling you, John is a wizard. He's one of my close friends, and the work that he does goes very unnoticed, but yet we appreciate him because I couldn't do what he does. I'm telling you right now, he is a major piece of the pie, and without him, there would be no Real Hopecast. And he and I have a personal relationship, a work relationship. I mean, this dude, he's a genius. He really is. I think he's very underpaid. So I'm going to get John a promotion. Yeah, we need to get him some more money and keep him around.
We're going to get him a raise. But yeah, like I was telling people, man, like I've never met you face to face. I will tomorrow. But, I've been following you for a while, man. I like everything you do. And some of our friends are the same friends. And your all's passion, man, it's real. You know what I'm saying? It's real. We got one purpose, man, to help as many people as we can.
That's right. That's one thing I talk a lot about is just finding my purpose in life. And that's to help people because for so long I can remember like, God, why me? I'm a good dude. I'm a good person. I treat people right. And then I end up on the news and then I'm losing friends. Yep. My bank account's overdrawn and I'm having family issues or go through a divorce. And I'm thinking, God, what is my purpose? And now slowly but surely it's being unveiled, man. And the life I have right now, I wouldn't trade it for anything. So I'm truly blessed.
And that's awesome, man. And we was chopping it up before this earlier today when we done a little test run here, man. And, I asked you a few questions and that's part of, the beginning of your story. And I can kind of relate to that because, as far as, something happened dramatic in our life and a little setback, which that setback is turned into a huge comeback. You know what I mean?
That's right, brother.
And, let's get into your story, man. Your sobriety clean date, when your life changed. And I want to hear a little bit about who Troy used to be, huh?
Yeah. Hey, get ready. Put your seatbelts on. I'm Troy, a very grateful, recovering addict. My sobriety date is 10/2/19. That's the day I walked through that Isaiah house. And, since that day, my life hasn't been the same. I'm a Louisville boy, South End, Dixie Highway, PRP. Hey, that's why my tag name on the podcast is South End Slugger. I'm a big baseball guy, sports guy. I have one sister, two parents who get ready to celebrate 51 years of marriage. So very blessed with the home life. I can tell you this, that addiction and alcoholism does run in my family. I have cousins that are in recovery. But I first like to talk about my relationship with my sister. I'm super close with her. Kim, she played softball. She actually played at U of L when I played baseball there. So they had a big write-up in the paper about us. She's amazing. She'll call me on my stuff. I've only had maybe one fight my whole life with her. So she is very proud of me and the walk that I have right now. So shout out to her. I love her. Growing up in the South End, very heavily involved in sports. But it's funny because I look back and I think I can remember just not feeling like I really fit in. So I was looking for that identity, you know, and I had a lot of fear in my life also. Fear drove me. And I mean, it pushed me into the weight room, you know, because I was always afraid, you know, what if something happened? I want to be able to defend myself. Fear of failure in life, fear of disappointing my father. My dad was my best man in the wedding. So I'm a very huge family man. I can tell you that, very huge. So early on in sports, I learned to be competitive, learned work ethic, that drive to want to be the best, and also a people pleaser. So, you know, I wore all these masks. Depending on what crowd I was around, that's who I would kind of take on that type of stereotype, you know. I enjoyed the attention. I'm going to throw it out there.
We did.
Yeah, at the parties when the lights were on, you know, I was always the guy out there breakdancing with the strobe light, you know, that silly stuff. For all the 70s and 80s guys, they know what I'm talking about. But, you know, I started out playing football, baseball, and basketball. It was kind of a late bloomer, so I was a smaller kid. It wasn't until I got to high school, when I went to PRP, Pleasure Ridge Park, that a lot of the work ethic, the hours that I put into it, the determination and everything started to pay off. So my sophomore year was on varsity. First year, we won a state championship. Second year, we won a state championship. Now I'm starting. Third year, guess what? State championship. In my senior year, I was fortunate enough to get the MVP of the state, 6 different college offers. But I'm going to circle back to this because those 3 rings that I have at my lowest time in life, I pawned all 3 of them rings just to feed the addiction.
Yes.
You know, because I'm getting $500-600 for a ring. So this huge accomplishment that I had, all this work that I put in, it was my whole identity. I traded that for that fix.
Yep.
So that just shows you kind of, you know, where I was at in life and how things had taken over my priorities. But let me jump back to there. Graduated PRP, ended up picking U of L to further my career. So, you know, go-karts, I got to throw it up there. I know you're in the coaches. There's a lot of blue cats. Okay, man, I still love you. We can be a house divided.
Yeah.
Had a good career there, man. I was fortunate enough where I stepped in and started as a freshman. I got to play all 4 years. Really good relationship with the coach. I still have friends now that I still stay in contact with that I played ball there. I can tell you this, a crazy story. We once had a party at my house, and in between Thanksgiving and Christmas, you got about a month off, right? So I first was introduced to marijuana at the age of 16 in high school.
Right.
I didn't like drinking because I'm a control freak. You know, I like to be able to control. If something pops off, I want to be able to control. I want to be able to handle myself. So we had one time where I'm like, all right, everybody's going home for Thanksgiving. I have the whole team over. Well, needless to say, there was some activities going on, and the coach caught wind of it. Next day, he pulls everybody in. Drug test team. Yeah,
you're hit.
Half. I'm talking half. Half the team ends up in classes, you know, when we all return back. It was like drinking AA and A classes and stuff like that. But that's really my first, I guess, direct kind of eye-opening experience where, like, there were some negative results because of what I was doing. I was trying to hide it. You know, and I'm pretty good at hiding things. At least I thought I was. But, you know, later on in life, I realized that I'm not too good at that.
Right.
But, hey, ended up finishing up great career there, man. Got my degree. You know, after that, I had some options to play some minor league ball. my internship turned into a full-time job working at the gym. I was running a fitness center at the YMCA. I was playing a little bit of pro softball. And this is when some of the surgeries started to come up. So I've had eight major surgeries, 3 on my knee, 1 on my back, and a few other ones.
And what does those surgeries, where does those stem from?
From just wear and tear, from lifting, running, playing ball, and then getting old too. Let's be honest. Like, the old Cardinal Stadium at 65, we used to have to run every step. I mean, there were guys that were they were getting carted off of there because they couldn't walk when we were done. But it's just, repetition. I mean, it's just like recovery. I have to do the same thing, every day that got me clean in order to stay clean. And I learned that at an early age. I took thousands, if not millions, of swings. And let me tell you, boy, I could hit. Like, there was one thing I could do, right side, left side. My boy Robbie would tell you, we play softball together. It's when we step on that field, it's go time. When the lights go on, it's time to shine, baby. So after college, playing a little bit of pro softball, working at the gym, then I started to try and manage using, because using it kind of filled that void a little bit for me. There were some things that, my pro career didn't take off like I thought it was going to be, because this whole time I thought, what, man, I'm going to be playing on TV one day. But when that comes to an end, when the lights go off, what do you do? Who do you got?
There you go.
Identity was pretty much over. So now I'm starting, early 20s, mid 20s, searching for purpose in life. I'm running a gym, and then that's when, on lunch breaks, I'm in the parking lot, smoking a little bit here and there. But it wasn't till I got into the mortgage industry that things really kind of took off on me. You're working long hours, 100% commission, a lot of pressure on you. And I was married, had a couple kids. Their mom didn't work. She was at home. And so, now I'm trying to stay elevated. I'm trying to work long hours. I'm getting up Saturday morning. I'm working till 8, 9 o'clock. And people in that industry, just like car sales, they're doing certain things to maintain that high energy level, because, motion creates emotion. When I'm talking on the phone, I'm up. That's why I talk with my hands a whole lot. Sometimes I got to sit on them, just, look up. But, I made good money initially and got promoted, moved my way up. But then the downslide starts to come, right? So I'm misspeaking in meetings. I'm nodding. I'm falling asleep. My production starts to taper off a little bit, and they bring it to my attention that they think I might have an issue. Well, me, I'm like, you can't tell me. Now I just go to another company, do the same thing over across the street, make more money, but don't say nothing to me. But then it started to really grab a hold of me after my 3rd knee surgery. And it's one of them things where it's slowly you start to cross over this threshold, right?
Yep.
Where once, I say this all the time, once what was a luxury quickly becomes a necessity. Like now I'm having to take 1 or 2 pain pills in the morning just to be able to get up and go to work and to be normal, right? And so I'm trying to maintain that throughout the day. And as your doctor's prescriptions run out, guess what? Now now I'm looking to buy. I'm asking, hey, you got anything, guys I work with? I'm taking 1.5 hour lunches, running around the city, trying to meet up with somebody. And so slowly my empire is starting to crumble. And then 2008, 2009, the housing market crashes, right? So my income goes from about 75, 80,000 to 20. Banks stop lending money. I've got 3 kids at home. My marriage is kind of on the rocks, because now I'm like, you got to go to work. I'm not bringing in the same kind of money. So things really kind of start to change. They start to go down. Like, I'm not trying to hear the everything I'm catching from the house, because I'm not producing at work. She's finding baggies of stuff, and I mean, it's a ticking time bomb. It really is. But here's the hit. Here's one thing you don't know about me that few people do. So after the mortgages, I played a little ball, right? So a buddy of mine who works for the police department is like, hey, man, heard you play a little pro ball. If we get you in the academy, could you come play with us? There's my answer. Change of environment, change of job. You know what? I'm going to start over. But guess what? I take me with me everywhere we go.
Yep.
So I made the decision to apply and got hired on with Louisville Metro Police Department.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's awesome, for real.
You know what's crazy is if you Google my name right now, you'll see my charges before any of my baseball accolades. You'll see some stuff about Isaiah House, and you'll see, LMPD recruit, former baseball standout, indicted on drug charges. But let me lead up to that. All right, so
There we go.
I'll tell you what, man, this is crazy. And I don't talk about this a lot. I used to be ashamed of it, but now, you know what, it's part of my story, and it might help somebody out there. If anything, it helps me. So I apply. I get on at Louisville Metro Police Department. I'm in the academy. I remember the first day I showed up with a bag full of McDonald's. I walked through the door, and there's the chief of police, and he's like, welcome to, I got McDonald's right here. I'm sitting in my seat, slowly kind of just, fighting to keep my eyes open, dude. I'm nodding out. I'm like, this is, I got to straighten up if I'm going to come in here. I mean, of all places.
Yeah, so please
think about that. This is 2009, 2010. I managed to straighten up for a little bit. I'm in the academy 5 months, and you run 3 to 5 miles a day. My body's not going to hold up for that. I've just had too much wear and tear. So it ends up coming about, they're going to let me transfer to the property room. The property room, where they bring the guns and drugs and all the bad stuff they take off the streets. So think about that. Somebody with my mentality in the property room, here you go, sir.
It's a wrap.
Oh, it's over. That's like handing me a loaded shotgun and just saying, good luck. So my marriage is on the rocks. I'm working in the property room. I had surgery on my knee. I had a kidney stone, and I had a vasectomy. So I've got 3 major surgeries. I didn't tell Dr. A about Dr. B. I didn't tell Dr. B about Dr. C.
We don't do that.
No, because I don't want them to limit me. I don't want them. That's enough. But guess what? That's doctor shopping. I had no clue. That's a felony. And I'm sitting here thinking, wait a minute. But that ain't what tipped the iceberg. And I got to throw this out there. Allegedly, there was a detective that brought in some
substances.
Evidence. It said, I don't know how many's in here, count them. I think it's like 500.
No, that's no.
No, by the time I'm done, I'm quick with the hands. I'm 1, 2, 3, swipe 1, 1, 2, 3, swipe 1. I got 30 in my pocket. And it just shows you like how crazy my thinking was, where I was at in life, how bad this disease had taken over my thought process and my brain. I mean, like, really? This is going to lead you to prison.
Yep.
So what ended up happening was I made a horrible decision to put PlayStation 3 in a garbage can and take the garbage can out to the dumpster. Well, the sergeant's like, why are you taking the trash out? He goes and looks in the dumpster, finds a PlayStation 3. Obviously, I'm on camera. So a couple of days later, they tell me, you need to stay home today. A couple of days later, I get a knock at the door. Mr. Hilpp, you're no longer employed, and you're being indicted on 3 charges. Tampering physical evidence, fraud to obtain controlled substance, and theft. Yeah.
Wow.
So you talk about wanting to crawl in a hole and just disappear. I went from being on the news for winning state championships to playing local baseball to just being, top whatever athlete, All-American, to now I got friends that won't even talk to me.
Yep.
My marriage is failing, and I'm all alone. And plus, I'm fighting this huge disease. I'm fighting this gorilla that is just telling me more. It's never enough, So if you Google my name, that's what you'll see when I was in court on that day. And I'd love to sit here and tell you that's That's what started me going in the recovery direction. It didn't stick. Unfortunately, I just wasn't even that. I wasn't willing to stop. So I'm on diversion, which is probation with 5 years hanging over my head. I'm in drug court. Brother, let me tell you, I turned an 18-month program into 5 years.
No way.
5 years.
No.
At the end of 5 years, you're like, Mr. Hilpp, I guess you just ain't gonna get it. Let's just put you on regular probation. So during that process, you get randomly tested every day, right? And even with the consequences of going to jail, going to rehab, I'm still trying to beat the system because I think I'm smarter than that. You know, that's how sick and twisted I was. I think, oh, we tested today. We ain't going to test tomorrow. I can do one. We both know that ain't going to happen.
No, because it stays like I used to, when I was in a clinic or whatnot, I would do that. Well, they tested me on Friday so I can get high Friday night and I can quit Saturday night. And if they hit me Monday, you know, I should be clean. That's
Right.
that's insanity, delusional. Like
It is.
But that's the addict mind. That's what we think. We
Absolutely. It's that mindset that, you know what, I can get away with it. It's worth a shot. I can tell you this, out of those 5 years, if you add up all my sanction time, I did a year and a half counting. A year and a half. I would do 90 days. I would do 120. I would do a weekend. It's still, I would go to the Brook. It used to be JDAC. You know, I've been to all of them, bro. You know, my resume is deep for recovery centers. The Healing Place, the Brook, JDAC, what's it called? West, over in Southern Indiana, Westview or something like that. And so after that fifth year, they put me on regular probation. Well, now it's coming along 2018, 2019, and things are just really getting bad. I found out my mom had Parkinson's disease on the same day in rehab when I got divorce papers handed to me.
Wow.
Think about that. That's a shock and awe right there. You know, I mean, like, you talk about, you know, hold on, let me take a drink.
That was a huge blow. And I mean, that. How did you work through that? Or
luckily, I was in a place. I was at the Healing Place, and you know, I had brothers around me, people to help me walk through it. Now thinking back, I didn't really deal with it. I just kind of like threw some dirt on it. You know, I just tried to put it behind me a little bit and move on. But again, that was God closing some doors and opening up another one.
Yes.
Because I can tell you this, end of 2018, beginning of 2019, I met this woman, and she is the one who has really been on me and helped me figure out my way, especially in recovery. Her cousin had went through the Isaiah House, you know. So I've been to all these treatment centers. I can name the steps. I've worked the steps. I could be your sponsor. I was my own sponsor sometimes, you know. But it wasn't until I met this woman that, you know what, I decided I really need to turn my life around. And I'm going to move into the recovery part of it now. Because even thinking about that stuff, man, it's been so long ago. It still hurts. And that's because it matters. So I met Misty, and she has a daughter the same age as my daughter. They play softball. And I was fishing, you know what I'm saying? I was like, so which high school is better, Butler or Mayo? And this is all true stuff. You can ask them. And then she started asking me for tips about the gym and stuff like that. And then we just hit it off. It came to a point, though, where I thought I could hide it from her. And she's hip to the game. She knows. I'm telling you, she's one of them FBI agents, like canine dog. I'm like, she's like, you're lying. Like randomly drug tested me in Home Depot's parking lot and stuff like that. It's pretty crazy. But man, I stopped fighting. I'm like, you know what? Let me try something different. You know, 40 years old. I'm living at home. I'm not being the right father that God intended me to. I'm not being the man that He had in mind when I was born. So that's the day I decided, you know what, let's try something different. So went to the Isaiah House. And for the people on here know, it is a faith-based treatment center. It was that God piece that I was missing, you know. And, man, I tell you what, mind, body, and spirit. Those three things, I have to remember that continue, and then helping people is what really has made a difference in my life. So I walked through the doors and still just beaten down, going through everything. They helped me for the first couple of weeks because we are Mac Clinic. And, I started meeting some people like my boy, Robbie Pearson. I hope he's watching because I love him, man.
He is.
My biggest buds, man. He's one of my best friends. And, there were times where he would come to me, I would go to him, and we're still like that today, man. Like I talked to him earlier at the gym, but he was there that day when sitting around the campfire and the swings, and man, I just opened up and I started bawling. I just broke down, and I had this God moment, right? So this butterfly, I think it was the beginning of summer, it was like May, June, something like that. I haven't seen a butterfly in months, right? So I'm like, you know what? I'm in Chaplin, Kentucky. I have no idea. It's about an hour and a half from Louisville, and I just dropped to my knees, and I'm talking waterfalls for no reason. I can't explain it other than, I asked God just to take it away. And this huge butterfly, it was me, him, and 5 other of my buddies, lands on my foot. And so after that moment, something inside of me changed. I turned it over. I said, you know what? When I take the wheel and I try and manipulate and I try to drive the car, so to speak, and take direction in my own life, it doesn't work out. It never does. And so, you know what, Lord, I turn it to you. Whatever your plans are, I give it all to you. And from that day forward, Mike, man, my life hasn't been the same. And, we finished up treatment together, man. Now Robbie works there. I work there. And the opportunities that we have to help people is, I can't explain. Blessing it doesn't justify it, or it doesn't really explain how I feel about it. It's purpose. It's a passion. It's the reason I went through everything I went through was to be in this position, and that's to help people. So whether it's the CEO of a company, whether it's the president of the Ford Union, whether it's a homeless guy living in the shelter downtown, there's a way that I can relate to him and talk to him about how, turning your life over because, this just isn't, what God had in mind when he created us, man. So since all that stuff has happened, man, I started at the PR. I started in the PR department as the event manager, where I was setting up like Mitch McConnell events, fundraisers, benefit rides and stuff like that. And people notice that I'm good with people. That's what I am. I'm like a professional networker, man. I love meeting people like you. I love meeting people like Hager, Sweezy, people out of Louisville, Hazard, Kentucky. It don't matter. You know what? I'm gonna find that common ground, and we're gonna chop it up, and we're gonna move on from there. We're gonna build a friendship. So PR, I was in there for about 8 months. They started this new department called CCN, which is Client Care Navigator. It's kind of like, what we do is we go out and we build relationships, and that's to reach people who are looking to get help but don't know where to go.
Yes.
Whether it be churches, probation and parole, IOP facilities that maybe don't have inpatient residential. And so, boom, I hit it off. I did that for the Louisville area, Jefferson County, Bullitt County, and a few other surroundings, but Louisville area, Jefferson County is the highest demographic per population at the Isaiah House, meaning they send the most people, and we don't advertise on the TV yet, radio yet, billboard yet. That's soon to come. I can't let all that out of the bag. So after I had some success with that, they started a new position, which is called the EAP manager, Employee Assistant Program. And that's what I do now. So I go in, I meet with unions, I meet with companies that have a high drug use or high drug testing failure rate. And let's talk about how we can help.
Yes.
So we've got one IOP facility in Danville, one to come in Hillview within the next couple months. We are working on Louisville now for a men's facility, which it's still in the zoning board. So hopefully we can get that pushed through. But there's a very huge need. I mean, you and I both know the state of Kentucky, the overdose rate's up 35%. 2,300 people last year alone passed away. So there's a huge need out there. And I just feel honored to be a part of, an organization that sees that need and really wants to help people.
Yes.
That's what I tell people, man. I'm like, look, we talk about hope, healing, opportunity, purpose, and employment.
Yes.
Yeah, come get some, And another thing I want to throw in there too is I'm one of the co-founders and co-hosts of the podcast, the Real Hope Cast. It's amazing. We're in our second season now. We started last February. We've got over 50 episodes. Tomorrow, you're going to be like number 52, 53, something like that. I can't wait, buddy. They've invested over $3,000 in equipment, a studio. There's a real cool picture on the outside. We'll be taking selfies out there with that, flexing, stuff like that. It feels good to see that, the Mark LaPalm and Kevin Horn and Mike Cox and them have saw some value in that and have invested in our vision. And that's to getting the message out, and that's to help people. We have people listening all the way from Jerusalem, Mexico, Australia. We got people from all over logging on, and I never dreamed that it would have that kind of impact, but it does, and it just shows you, like, what you do, man. Before I ever knew you, I was like, man, I want to be like that dude. He's like the Navy SEALs of recovery. He's going in. Yes, I'm telling you. You're going in the jail system and stuff like that. Like, I always wanted to do something like that. So I'm trying to line some things up in Louisville with Ken Wright, and I've talked with the Department of Corrections and a few things like that. But man, you don't realize that you are blazing the way. And brother, I'm just trying to follow suit. I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's run with it. So I appreciate all you do, man. And life today is good. It good. Is. I can't thank enough people. I can't, an example is I show up at my son's basketball games, and I coach my other son, my daughter's softball games, Misty's daughter's softball games. They know that, I go to work and I come home, and it's truly a gift, man. But I don't know, man. It's just, I could just sit here and talk about it all night, but I truly am honored, man, to be able to just be a servant of God, and that's to help people, and that's to just to show love, man. That's all I do. I show love,
and that's what it's about, man. And I'm going to interrupt you for a minute because I'm nobody special, man. They give up on me 5.5 years ago, and I had that moment in a homeless shelter. I said, God, I've tried everything but surrender. You know what I'm saying? I've done the MATs, and I manipulated, and but and a lot of people, St. John, you're doing this, you're doing that. Yeah, I'm putting in the footwork, but God's opening the door. But like today, I have some real people in my corner that's backing me, supporting me, sponsoring me, or whatnot, man. And because prison's not my story. I've been to jail 4 times. I've done 7 days in jail. I'm not a convicted felon. But I was in the addiction for 14 years, man. And I know for a fact that God was watching over me the whole time, that I was running up and down 75 by myself. Today, I understand that. And I don't got to explain to nobody, but you know what I'm saying? I got to stay humble, and I got to remember where I come from, because I'm just one bad decision away. Like me and you was talking earlier, you asked me how many kids I had. I got a 21-year-old stepdaughter. Jasmine, I'm super proud of her. And I got a 3-year-old that was here earlier just trying my buttons, man. But he's me, Troy. Like, how can my wife said, Mike, how can you discipline you out of your son? Like, I'm 42 years old, learning how to be a dad. And it's people like you, people, in my fellowship, man, it's a father. Like, anytime I have a problem, I pick up the phone and I was like, hey, man, how do I handle this situation? But it goes back to, man, when the pain gets great enough, man, because I never dreamed I'd be where I'm at doing what I'm doing. Sometimes I sit back, you talking about that butterfly effect, and that's pretty powerful, because what's crazy is this morning I went out on the porch to let the dog out, and I heard the birds chirping. And I walked out on the porch, man, and I listened to them birds chirping. There's one in the yard. We never paid attention to stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Never. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say this. That's how I know I'm connected, because the little things that's everyday life, I'm catching on to it. You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
there is no blockage, man. But I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of I'm nobody special. I'm just a messenger, man. And you have access to the jail here in Richmond anytime you want it. Let me know.
Cool.
I'm starting. I got to be in Laurel County the 15th. I go to schools too. My mission's jails and schools. I've been going to Laurel County Day Treatment, which is my hometown, Laurel County and Whitley County, London and Corbin. And I've been speaking to the juveniles. There was a guy on here a while ago, man. He was speaking about, thanking me for what I've done. I'm just showing up. But they've made it to the last house on the block before jail.
Mm-hmm.
And they give me the opportunity to go in the school and say, hey, man, listen, I can tell you where you're going if you don't stop. And that's why I do what I do, man. Just being of service to helping other people. Like, I'm not here to save them all. I don't have that power to save them all. I'm here to touch one person's heart. As long as I touch one person's heart a day, we're going to make it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, brother. Hey, it's funny you said that about your son. My youngest son, I spit him out. And at 12 years old, I can see already some of his actions and he's trying to manipulate. And so like now more than ever, like you, I need to step in there. And here's the thing. I can talk a big game, but it's actually doing it. So I need to take my own advice.
Yes.
I can sit here and tell you all day, you need to do this, this, and that, and then I'm turning around and not doing it. So, man, I totally relate with that. It's crazy you said that too, because I was just thinking about the other day. I was like, man, I got to step my game up because if not, he's going to be going down the wrong path. He's very influenced by other kids. He's learning to manipulate. He's disrespecting his mom.
Yep.
He's telling me, I don't want to come with you because I have rules. Like, we have rules in this house that you got to follow. And so, in order to teach, I think of it like this. In order to teach is like the opportunity to learn twice, and I refer everything back to my baseball days is just showing patience, love, patience, and tolerance, man.
Yep.
It's easier said than done. I can tell you right now, because sometimes I just won't, but I'm glad you brought that up because I was thinking about that earlier, man.
It's just amazing, man. It's a lot, just like us staying clean and sober. It's an everyday process. We had to learn how to live and be responsible. And which my wife reminds me, shout out to my wife, Maria, I love you. Like, she holds me accountable and tells me, Mike, he's 3. You need to do things this way. Like, I don't like being told what to do. You know what I'm saying? But I know she knows what she's talking about, man. And my pride and ego, I got to lower it down and be like, okay, because she's got a 21-year-old, she's been through this before.
Right.
I don't like a woman telling me what to do, but I love you, Marie. I'm going to the doghouse. I see it. But but you know what I'm saying? It's awesome to have people to hold me accountable, man. And Robbie, Robbie will call me and I have to put him in his place. And, now you, like, I can't wait to even though I see you here tonight, like tomorrow, man, I'm excited to be there. And my wife gets to come with me, man. Like, my wife, due to us having these kids, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't change none of it, but I do a lot of traveling by myself, the jails, the schools, and for her to be able to, God's placed a woman in our life that's our babysitter.
Yeah.
And, she gets to come with me tomorrow.
That's pretty cool, man. I can't wait to meet her and you. And you know what? I'm in the same situation. Misty over here, she's over here telling me what to say, what not to say before I get out here with you. I'm like, girl, just let me do my thing, and she reminds me all the time too. She's like, you're not very godly. You need to get back into prayer. These are the things that got you into recovery.
Yes.
Maintain them. And so,
and that's the truth
for her. Yeah.
And that's the truth because, here's how I know, like, I ask people, what do they do? What is Troy's day when he wakes up? Like, my day is when I wake up, I got a baby crying right here. I got to go make a bottle. I got to change diapers. I got my son right here. My wife's done gone to work. Like, I don't have time to jump up and pray right then and there because my children are hungry or need a diaper change. Mm-hmm. Like, I'll get them settled down and then I'll come back out here and I'll pray and, God, please help me get through this day. Let me be the best version I can be. Because I don't have time to jump up and get on my hands and knees and pray because I'm not gonna let my kids sit here and cry. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And some people are like, well, as soon as I wake up, man, I hit the floor. Well, I got responsibilities, as soon as I wake up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I like about it. We all got a different way to maintain the day. Like we only got right now. Like we're not promised tomorrow, period.
Amen.
Only if God allows us to wake up in the morning, we're going to see each other tomorrow at 4:00. But
That's right.
what does Troy but I like how you've got a woman, because I went scrolling your page today, looking at your pictures, and I know she's the boss. Even though you're big, she's the boss. I can tell. but we need people like that for real. Like that's not being weak or soft. But honestly, if I didn't have my wife, like I met her straight out of treatment. She got pregnant. We done the right thing. Got married. I love her. But my point is, I don't know if I'd be where I'm at today if I didn't have her or in my corner. She pushes me, she corrects me, she takes care of all the money. She makes sure the bills are paid on time. Like, listen, I can't boil hot water. You hear me? I can't cook. I can change a diaper. I can make a bottle, and I can run a vacuum cleaner, and I can wash clothes because I want my clothes straight and perfect, no wrinkles. So I take care of all that. But there's a word they call men that clean house, but I'm not going to say it on here. And listen, and what's crazy is because this morning I said, why don't you help me around this house? Because my core beliefs of what I was taught growing up, my dad always said, listen, a woman's made for three things: cook, clean, and take care of business. And still to this day, I still hear that being said. And I'll be like, well, listen, babe, why don't you help me sweep the floor? Yet she's been at work all day. You know what I'm saying? Yet she's, at running a sober living house or whatnot, and got other people to deal with. But what am I doing? Why can't I do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just awesome. And one day we'll get Robbie, tied down, and he can share something with us.
Yeah.
But
one thing I want to add to that too, man. Misty is just like your wife. She played this song "Opposite Attract," with Paula Abdul, that old school one on the way back from the gym. Yeah, I'm talking, man, that is you to a T. And look, for me, I hate being told what to do, but I got to learn to take a little bit of direction nowadays, because for the longest time, like I said earlier, man, I'm a control freak. I want to control when I wake up, drink some coffee, wake up, drink a Red Bull before I go to the gym because I want energy when I go to bed and stuff like that. I got to learn to surrender every day and take a little GOD, good, orderly direction. Yep. A lot of times that comes from her, and I get mad, but I'm like, okay, I'll do it.
I'm glad I'm not the only one, and my wife's watching it now, so maybe I'm going to go to the doghouse tonight.
Well, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, you can just call me Mike John number 2 because I'm right there with you.
But what's Troy's plans like when you wake up in the morning? What is your like what do you do far as recovery related? I know you got a job and you do this and you do that, but like for me, I wake up and I want to help somebody. I want to put somebody in treatment. I want to, I make a Facebook post, and what's crazy is because somebody asked me, why do you make so much or so many Facebook posts? And I told this dude, listen, man, I've been to hell. You hear me? Mm-hmm. I was counted out a long time ago. I should be dead. I was going to commit suicide. And I want to share with the world that there's hope. No matter how far you've been, there's hope and there's life after drugs and alcohol. And like Facebook is the reason I'm in the position I'm in, as far as what I got going on outside of here, the jails, the schools, speaking here and speaking there. But what's Troy's mission when Troy wakes up? What's Troy's number one mission for that day?
I fall short of it every day. Let me throw it out there. But my goal when I wake up is to help people some way, some form. I do have certain meetings that I have to tend to for work, but I have to remember in the back of my mind too, that just because I work in recovery doesn't necessarily mean that is my recovery.
Say that again.
Every day from her, So I need to do a better job of going to church meetings, going to my own AA, NA meetings, rather than events where I'm just speaking on behalf of the Isaiah House. So I have to keep that in front of my mind. Helping people get in treatment, setting up relations where other people have access and the ability to know that there is hope somewhere they can go. That's one of my passions. Once or twice a week, the Hope Cast, that's always on the list. I love doing that. That's kind of my element where I get to shine. I think the gym is important for me. It is, and when I say that because it helps me mentally, physically, so mind, body, and spirit. And I got to stay prayed up. Whether it be in the morning, whether it be eating dinner, whether it be at nighttime, I've got to do a better job of that. But that is definitely my goal, is to continue my relationship with Christ, because without him, I'm nothing.
There you go.
Trying to do better with my family as far as my relationships there. It's great, but it can always get better. And kind of like you, my phone rings all the time, whether it be, hey, I need help with a KC law. When is, the Louisville stuff going to be, up and running? Or, hey, what do I do? I have a family member who just won't go to treatment. So working with other people is my passion. I love it, man. Learning to take a little bit of direction, because I got that pride and ego. I'm still, I'm a butthead up here, man. I want to do things my way, whether it be let's have some personal time. Let's watch a movie when the laundry needs to be done, or the dishes. And so I have to stay grounded in recovery, and just because I make all these posts and I'm meeting these people and doing this and that, I'm still, I try to be humble, because just as quick as, it came, it can be taken away.
Yes.
I'm like you, man. One decision, I'm off and running.
Yep.
And it's true what they say, one is too many and 1,000 is never enough. So I'm glad you asked that question, because that's something I need to continue to work on.
Yep.
There'll be times where I'll get up, I'll sleep in, hit that snooze a little bit. And I know I ain't got to be on a meeting till 9 o'clock. So I'll wait till 8:30 to drink some coffee and do the hair. I'm a pretty boy, man. Let's keep it real. So, the shaving and the hair gel and all that stuff. And the reason, and I say that is because there was one point in time where I didn't like the man that I saw in the mirror.
Yeah.
That's 100. That's,
There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm the same way, dude. You hear me?
If I could just fix my smile now, then we'd be good.
Listen, I just got mine fixed thanks to my wife.
There you go.
Actually, I had to adjust something tonight because it was my first time going live, and I didn't want to talk and sound funny. You hear me?
Yeah.
But no, man, Troy, and listen, dude, you're an amazing man, and I know your passion's real, and you're real, because I can tell right here, man. And I'm grateful to have connections with you and Robbie, and I'm gonna meet John tomorrow, man. It's just amazing how many people has come in this circle, no matter what county we're in, no matter what state we're in, man. It's powerful how we can work together. And that's what we have to do. We have to work together. Like, I don't believe in all recovery programs, but the ones that I do believe in, I refer to, and you all are like my A+. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that, and I'm sure you've learned with Robbie that, man, no matter what time you call, we're going to take.
Yes.
I'm going to make sure that person is handheld through the front door, and if the family needs updates, I'm gonna go show up and see how they're doing. And I just got a message from Misty, said, make sure you tell him I still drug test you. So yes, I still randomly get drug tested coming up on 3 years.
That's good stuff, though, man. And and that's security wise, you know what I'm saying? Because we're not out to harm others, Robbie Pearson. I love you, bub. But and that's love and concern for others, man. But we can twist it, be like, man, who she thinks she is, man, blah, 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 blah.
Right. But, don't you know I got years under my belt?
Yeah. It don't matter. Listen, and I used to be proud of, I'm coming up on June to be 6 years. And
that's awesome.
But as on this journey, as it's got, years behind me, I'm focused on today.
That's right.
Today, like, and that keeps me humble, man. Like this event coming up, man, you all are a huge part of it, man. And Robbie, and, I talked to Mark today, and Shanda Dunn, the Isaiah House, man. But, and I say this to people, the people you think's not watching are the people that's got the front row seats.
That's right.
And Mark LaPalme has opened my eyes up to a lot more, and just for him to take time out of his day to not only talk to me a while back, but he called me today and he's like, listen, I got this, so tomorrow, but anyway, we'll get into that as we get closer to this event. But April the 30th, Corbin, Kentucky, hometown hope, St. John Live is coming back to my hometown. the town I was counted out in, the town that they talked about everything that I'd done, the town that they didn't want to be around me. They wouldn't loan me $1. They wouldn't turn on my water bill without a down payment. Now they're going to talk about what I'm doing, man. I get to come back to my hometown. We've been in the Corbin Civic Center building. Isaiah House is a huge contributor to this event. Robbie Pearson will be there speaking. The guy over my intro and outro music, Dollar Green, he will be the guest speaker. Joseph Hatton, we got Chris. There's too many names to mention, man, but my real people are going to be there, man.
Hey, I'm putting it on my calendar. Count me in, brother. Anything I can do to support you in recovery, I'm in.
Listen, and what's crazy is you said that, because when Mark called me, he's like, man, I heard your name. How can I help? I said, well, Mark, I'm not the type of guy to ask for nothing. And I don't. Like, people, I've not asked for anything to get to where I'm at. And he said, well, what can I do to help? And I told him, he's like, well, I'm going to do it better than that. And that blew my mind. Yeah. I'm still amazed. But you know who your real people are, man.
That's
you
right.
know, but listen, Troy, I love you, man. It's almost 10 o'clock and I know you got to get into bed, and my kids are in here, and my wife's coming home from work. But listen, I will see you tomorrow at 4 o'clock, son. And I can't wait if we can take all the pictures you need to. You hear me?
Amen. Hey, thank you again. I appreciate it, dude. It's been amazing. I know she's been in there listening the whole time. I can't wait to get my critique. But last thing I want to leave you with is she does all that to hold me accountable. And,
yes.
And so that's so my audio matches my video. Did I say that right? Audio? Yeah.
Because listen, if your audio didn't match your video, you wouldn't be sitting here sharing a screen with me. And that's
right.
real talk. That's real talk.
Yeah.
Listen, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow, bub.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much, man. Have a good night.
See you, bub. Yes, sir. Troy Hilpp with the Isaiah House, man. Powerful story. And that just shows you, man. Troy had a huge life, man. Playing baseball, this and that and that and this for Louisville, and had some injuries, man. And addiction took over. So the addiction doesn't discriminate, man. I know lawyers that's strung out, cops that's strung out, people that rob, steal, and cheat. But anyway, Troy's the real deal, man. Hit him up on Facebook if you've got a family member struggling or know somebody that needs help. Everybody in these feeds, man, can get the help they need. And I just want to thank everybody for the support, man. I'm going to hear Chad Helm. I see you, bub. Joe Price, Joseph Hatton. Always, I love you, man. Joshua King, Sally Devine. If y'all don't care, hit that share button one time, man. Facebook's back up and running, I reckon. But hit this. Let's put this into the groups and share it out to people. Joshua King, I love you. Matt Carlson, always here. I love you. Aaron Heath, give a shout out to Protea. They're playing a huge part in the recovery movement here. My wife's honored to be a part of that. Ashley Gabbard, appreciate it. Robbie Pearson, I love you, man. Robbie's my go-to anytime I need help with placing someone treatment, man. He always answers his phone, man. Remember, we are working progress one day at a time. Yeah. Christina Williams. There was something I was going to speak on here a while ago. I don't know what it was, but anyway, I mean, I appreciate y'all joining, man. Hit that heart button, hit the share button, man. And we're live every Monday night at 9 o'clock. And just grateful to be here, man. And anybody got any questions, send me a private message or whatnot. But I love you. We're out of here, and we'll see you next Monday night.
You ain't got cold chill, something's wrong with you. Gotta know it. You in the wrong building. Nowhere to turn.
I could really use a friend right now. Yeah, I just need a friend. I'm staring at my window pane. I'm staring at my window pane. I could use a friend. I could use a friend. I just need a friend right now. Right now. I'm staring at my window pane.
I'm counting raindrops, like where's God at? When will the pain stop? Like when will this be over? How come I can't stop? I swear to God, I can't stop. I ain't believing God, still I would pray to him. When no one else around, when they brought them trays to him. Like where my rider dies, it's like I was dead.